Right, thank you. Thank you everybody. Thank you CM Yang Ahmad Muhammad, Cao Quang Yao, and we have with us YB Chong Eng, YB Sun Lip Chi, Exco for Youth and Sport, Gerard Monteiro, our president of SRAM, yeah, and we have the president for SRAP, Datuk Lim Tiong Chin, parents of Nicol and Mary and Desmond. And we have Yi Pui Hun with us. And nonetheless, we have Nicol David. How are you doing? All right.
Good.
Okay. So we are glad that you were crowned on the 1st of February as the World Game greatest athletes of all time. All right. It was contested with 24 past and present athletes over the 40 years history. So it's not like 1 or 2 years, it's over the 40 years. It's amazing. And you really had a great score, more than 300,000 votes. And over here, everybody is very busy. The link was circulated. Everybody was helping you, keeping the vote and all this. And we are so glad that you have made it. So we just want to bring our warm regards to you and congratulations. We have a chat, and first of all, the Chief Minister would like to have a few questions with you. All right?
Right. Thanks, Linda.
Thank you, Linda, for inviting all of us to join in this celebration with Nicol David. To Mr. Gerard Monteiro, President of SRAM, Datuk Lim Tiong Chin, President of SRAP, the proud parents, Desmond and also Anne Marie, the first coach of Nicol David, Miss Yi Pui Hun. How are you?
Fine. Thank you.
And my colleague in the government, Chong Eng and Sun Lip Chi. I also see my pastor there, Daniel. So congratulations.
He's our secretary for SRAP, by the way.
Yeah. Congratulations, Nicol, for this great achievement. I just have 1 or 2 questions for you. In the midst of
Thank you so much, Heidi.
in the midst of the current buzz of your latest feat, tell us how you feel to be recognized as the World Games greatest athlete of all time. Over to you, Nicol.
Wow.
Oh, yeah. Well, it feels pretty amazing. Also a little surreal at the same time because it's an award that you don't actually hear very often, and to be recognized as the world's greatest athlete of all time by the World Games is truly special. And not only that, but during the time when the voting system was happening, the whole of Malaysia came together and started voting for me. The squash community was just doing their part and sharing the news around. And in my family, my friends, everybody was just like voting every day. So if it wasn't for everybody's support and their love and they want to see me actually getting to the end zone, then I would have done it, would have gotten this award without all of them cheering me on from afar. So thanks so much to all of you here for being so gracious, and I'm so grateful for the support you all have given me, and also thanks for having this session to make this it's such an honor, really.
Does receiving this award change you or your future plan? I understand you are in Bogota, Colombia right now. What are you doing there?
Well, here I'm in Bogota, like here for the last 3 years. I was here training during my last years of my retirement, and then when I was retiring, I was like, what, this is a great place, I love it here. So I just decided to make this as my second base, and so here and Malaysia. So I have 2 places to go in between, and I'm doing work from here because during the pandemic it was quite difficult to go back to Malaysia, so everything has been online. I've had a lot of motivational talks through the internet, which is our first time learning Zoom last year, so Zoom has been very good to me. And then, but no doubt, I've been doing a lot of work, putting my foundation together, which is going to be the Nicole David organization. And my team is here with me, like working together, and we are in the midst of finalizing the registration when I go back to Malaysia next month. So very exciting time.
Great to hear that you are coming back to Malaysia and Penang next month.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Now
So
over
I'm so
to
excited to be back.
back to Linda.
Thank you, CM. And yeah, you miss us, we miss you as well. Yeah. Why? Because
Yeah.
would like to continue to have the question for Nicole.
Okay. You me? Hey, Nicole. Congratulations.
Hi, YB.
Very
Thank
proud
you. Thank you very much.
to be elected as the world greatest athlete of all times and a lady. Yeah. Very, really proud of you.
Thanks.
Yeah. The question is, I think for a woman to go to come to this stage, I'm sure you have faces a lot of challenges. So, what is the most difficult obstacle that you experience in your journey to the top?
Well, one of the biggest obstacles that I faced during my journey would have to be like the decision to really make that first step to move out of Malaysia and to train overseas in Amsterdam with my coach Liz Irving. No doubt this was always difficult to leave home and leave your family, but with my parents' blessings, they really saw that this was my chance to really grow and develop as a whole complete squash player and a professional top squash player. So that was a big obstacle, and to actually transition from being a junior player to wanting to compete with the best of the best in the sport was a tough moment for me, because being world junior champion twice in a row, and then you're losing to players at the top, and you are trying your best to gather all this information with new things to learn from Liz, changing my game completely from scratch. And so those obstacles made me the better player I am right now, because those are all the learning experiences that made me grow and made me become the most all-round squash player to get to where I had to go. 4 years later, I got to world #1 and world champion, and being there to maintain that for 9 years in a row. That was another obstacle on its own, but I learned so much from just being away from home, learning what it takes to make it happen for myself. And from then on, the belief started to grow, and I could take on any challenges that I could face further on.
Not easy, yeah. And I in my 5 years as the ESCO for sport and youth, I actually see that observe that a lot of great athletes is because they come from a family, their parents that are really nurturing them. Without their parents, they wouldn't be able to go to become the national athletes. Yeah. So for the proud parents, maybe you would like to share with us how any parents out there can produce another Nicol.
Yeah. Produce another Nicol? I don't know. At this stage, all you knew was that we had our children. We wanted them to play games because we played game sport. So we found that from the time STO was around, that squash was good for the kids. So we took them to the squash center, and the two girls were under Miss E at that time, training, and Nicole was only about 4.5 years old, and she was very hyperactive, running all over the center, so they couldn't get control of her. So I think Miss E put her in the court in one corner. She was safe. That's how it started.
And she was so excited to play. She would come back to the house go to the room and practice with a small racket on the wall until a big patch, a black patch on the wall. So anyway, they're telling all her stories. Anyway, that was a good move, Miss E. You got her to do all the training, and that she could give off her energy. Yeah.
And never quiet.
So that means for parents out there, if your children are very active, then send them
Put
to
them in the school.
Welcome to Miss E.
Very safe.
Minum-minum.
Very safe.
Miss E got no strength already now.
Okay, thank you, YB. Thank you, Desmond and Anne, for your sharing. I think hearing from Nicole also, your journey is full of obstacles, and every time you overcome it, you get stronger and better. So I think this is a good message that we can hear from you and all this. So next we can have YB soon. YB soon. Have a
Hello. Oh, thank you for Linda
Hi.
as a moderator for today from SRAP, and Mr. Jerome Montiel, the president of SPRAM, and also Datuk Lim Tiong Chin, and of course Datuk Nicol David, and the parents, Madam Anne, Mary, and father Mr. Desmond, Madam E. I think you play a very important role, Mr. Daniel as well. Okay, good morning, and also YB Cho Eng. As an ESCO of youth and sports, I think today is a big day, with celebration. Congratulations to Datuk Nicol David. Throughout your competitive squash career, spending almost 3 decades, what was the most difficult obstacle that you encountered, and how did you overcome it? I believe this will be the question, and all the athletes are waiting the answer. Not only athletes, I think all the Malaysian, or even all the Malaysian athletes are waiting for the answer and to give them. Can share something, Dr. Nicol David?
Yeah, actually the moment I reached to that my dream, like being world champion or world number one, it was pretty daunting because I reached my dream and then you go like, now what, So at that point I was very lost. I didn't know what I had to do. I thought I had to be another person to be world number one, and yeah, so I started losing matches. I wasn't trusting who I was, and in that first half of the year, I actually went down the rankings, but all that experience really taught me that to be world number one, I had to work even harder, because all the athletes all the top players are actually there to find ways to beat me, and all the coaches are finding ways to try and beat me as well. So I learned very, very, very quickly that being world number one is not something that you are given. It's something you have to gain every day. So I switched on this thing in my mind that right now I just know I have to push even harder, another next level. And my coach Liz and started building a support team around me that made sure that every small detail I was refining, getting better. I was working towards improvement, not having to reach that number one. I just wanted to gain that spot every time. So I want to improve time every year. So each year there was a new plan. The next year, another plan. And that was what kept me at number one for 9 years in a row. So that motivation to improve myself and see myself grow and get better each moment, then the other opponents have no room to try and take me on. So I made as much as possible, no weaknesses or no areas that they can attack me. I just wanted to be solid, and I stuck by it until the very end.
Okay, good, great. Datuk Nicol, I think this is a very good message sending to all the athletes in Malaysia as well. Hope we can achieve more world number ones, not only squash and other sports as well, followed by the Datuk Nicol David advice. Okay, my next question maybe I need to ask from the Madam Anne Mary and also Mr. Desmond David, the parents of Datuk Nicol David. What is your advice to tell all the parents out there and they're willing to emulate the success of Nicol? Because in sport, we know a lot of parents, their support of the son or daughter involving in the sports. Okay.
I think the only way we can look at it is we want the children to enjoy the sport as much as possible. You enjoy it and you play as much as you can, and then competition wise, we don't put too much pressure on results. The main thing is for them to learn to do their best. As long as they can play the best, enjoy the game, they will carry on with it. That's all we can tell. We can hope for them to do it. And most of the time, you find that when they enjoy the sport, they will do well. So they will be eager to get back to court and play and have good, fellowship with all their friends and competitors. And then they learn the discipline. They learn the discipline of playing the sport. The sport teaches them a lot of discipline. So that's our hope, and I think our children did very well in that respect.
Yeah, we were very fortunate that the squash court in Penang, they had Miss E, and they built up like a family where all of them, they took part, and then they have nice time. Even weekends, they will go out together, and we were not worried because they enjoy the game as well as they enjoy the fellowship, and they have friends. So it was a good group. I think it goes with the community. If the whole community come together and they work together, then the parents will have more confidence in whom the children are mixing with. And we were very fortunate for that. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. We hope that all the parents will keep on supporting their children involving in sports or enjoying the games. Our what to call that? Mr. Desmond say, like them to don't give them pressure, like them to enjoy the sport as a games. So slowly we can produce more good athlete and world #1 champion in Malaysia. Thank you.
Thank you, Wabi Sun. Thank you. Next, we have Gerard Monteiro, the president of SRAM. Gerard.
Good morning, everyone.
Hi, good morning.
Morning.
The new president.
Yeah, thank you. Yang Amat Berhormat Tuan Chow, Chief Minister Penang, YB Sun, Exco, and YB Chong Eng, Datuk Lim Tiong Chin, President of Squash Rackets Association Penang, Uncle Desmond, Auntie Ann. Uncle Desmond's an old friend of my dad, I believe. We used to play hockey together, right? And Nicol. Okay, you know, Nicol, when we were playing, we were always told to be #1 is easy. To stay #1 is the most difficult thing in the world, right? You were 109 months the #1 women's squash player in the world. I don't think another human being will ever be able to achieve that, right? What kept you motivated and kept you going? Can you tell us?
Well, I'm very competitive, and I think my parents will vouch on that with my sisters. That my sisters were my benchmark growing up, and I think when you start having something to aim towards, you will reach it. So I had a vision, and that was my vision, is to beat my sisters. So when you start having that practice from young, you then apply it later on. Okay, now what? How far can I go with this talent that I have, and how much? And I'm seeing myself improving further. I'm winning tournaments locally, internationally, and suddenly I'm world #1. But now, how much further I can push that potential even more? So that was my main goal. I wasn't thinking of how long I'm going to be #1. I was just seeing how far my potential lies ahead for me. So I was just trying to push myself to the max in my capability, or my squash capability, and and that 9 years later, I was still at world number one. So, but it didn't come with a lot of like work on the mental side, like being mentally prepared with my sports psychologist there, teaching me ways to minimize negativity, always building myself or creating a good positive environment around me to work towards those goals, work towards the vision that I'm seeing myself grow and be better, and not stopping myself for nothing. It's so easy to just go, all right, never take things for granted, or don't think everything is going to be given to you, because if you are comfortable, things will people will just come take over. So that was my motivation, not to feel comfortable, always stay on my toes, and then make sure everything counts when I'm out there training and competing.
Okay, that's a good message for the young aspiring athletes out there. I hope there are lots of them listening in to this today. All right, how's the weather in Bogota?
Good. It's a little chilly. It's in the mountains, and it's on altitude. Hence, I was here training in altitude. But I like to keep warm at night with my jacket on.
Okay. So now you love Colombia. Don't forget Malaysia, yeah.
No, I always go back to Malaysia. Don't you worry.
And we look forward to you coming back. I heard next month, yeah. And we also would like to hear from you in what ways you will be able to help us in strap and SRAM to raise the level of squash and bring it to the next level so that we can produce the next Nicol David with your help.
Well, I feel like I will always be part of the development in some ways. And I just shared earlier that, putting the Nicol David organization to empower girls and boys through the values of sport by using squash as the sport for them to really capture those values. And because squash has given me so much, and I know for a fact that through the organization that I'm going to be bringing forward, they are going to really be motivated to play the sport, also at the same time creating like the health awareness. Playing sport is so important, and squash is one of the best, like, healthiest sport in the world. So I'm giving them the chance to experience the game that I love, but more so to teach them healthy habits, how to be respectful with one another, with girls and boys playing as one, like how I grew up with the Penang State team. We were like a great community, and my mom said it exactly that way. We want to create that community, that we are one together and building those values so that they become better people for themselves and win whatever they take, whether it's squash or whether it's whatever they do in their life. So I'm very excited, and exciting times to come for the organization, and I'm looking forward to registering very soon when I get back in next month. So from then on, everything moves forward. So that's my first priority. And then the next thing, I want to not only just focus on I want to also focus on empowering like women and also youth, and just encouraging more women out there in Malaysia to know that they can also be active and be empowered in their own ways, and also the youth as well. So I'm going to be being more involved with advocating women and youth in Malaysia in a bigger sense.
Great. Thank you, Nicol. Look forward to having you back here. And also, if you need any help in setting up the foundation, do let me know, yeah? Okay, over to you, Linda.
Thank you, Gerard, and thank you, Nicol. I think we are getting excited to see you back home soon. Yeah. Okay. Saying that, now we have Datuk Lim Pyong Chin. Would you like to proceed with your questions?
Hi, Datuk Nicol. Congratulations. What you have achieved was beyond our expectation when we decided, the five of us decided to approach the water authorities to lease the land to develop squash in Penang. With your many achievements and records, how do you manage to be humble and respect for others?
Well, it all comes down to actually being brought up in Penang. I feel also I learned so much from my family, the way they treat people. My parents always like super grateful for the people that they have around them. They just set that mode of like always respecting others. And I know for a fact that my parents would say that it's not a matter of whether you win or lose. It's about about being a good person. That's the most important thing. And I carry that with me till this day, because really, like, success can come and go, but as long as you're a good person, it really stays there, and people will recognize you that way. So that's how I think it's just the Penang. It's in the Penang water, you know.
Then you hear that, Penang water.
Normally they say the Ipoh water. The taugeh.
Yeah.
Well, I know you love Penang, especially the food, char kway teow. So how are you managing not being able to have it for quite some time now?
Yeah. No, it's been 1 year now, but I have some other Asian food here, so I have to go to the closest thing possible, like whether it's like a Thai restaurant or something that has a little bit more spice. Then I feel a little at home.
Yeah, I know you like the Thai restaurant in Penang.
Yeah. I like everything in Penang, so I'm a bit biased.
Okay, good. Over to you, Linda.
Yeah, thanks. So it's okay. You'll be back next month and to enjoy all the good food. And hopefully the cases in Penang is getting in control and going down, so you can dine out. Now only you can buy back and all this. But it's close enough at home that you can dine. Okay, the last person that we have is Miss E. Pui Hun, the first coach for Nicol. Miss E.
Hi, Nicol.
Hi, Miss E.
Yeah, we want to congratulate you for this great title to be the world greatest athlete of the world, right? At all time, right? You truly deserve it, Nicol. Just from the bottom of my heart, right? Right. Okay, Nicol, many want to know that you are enthusiastic and optimistic and always confident champion to us all. How do you keep yourself so positive and upbeat? I mean, to many, you are energizer, you know, you never running out of energy. Yeah? So your parent is laughing. So it's true, right? It's not only hyperactive at young, but when you are grown up, you still have so full of energy. So many people want to know how you keep yourself so positive and upbeat.
It's a good question. I think it's just in my nature to be positive, and I think when you are brought up in a very good positive environment at home, I think that's when you wake up in the morning and you see that in your home, you feel like, okay, this is how I would like to be in all the time. So you create your own positive environment. You don't expect it to happen to you, but when you have that energy and when you bring that forward, you bring the right people or you bring the positive energy around you. So that's what I learned growing up, and even in my career, I had a great team that all had great energy and all good personalities, and they kept me always upbeat. And now I have a good team too, and you have your days where you're not feeling good. That's only normal. When you're sad or angry, frustrated, I think it's only human, and I have those days too. But I will have to go through the emotion, and then at the end of the day, I'll go, I made it through the day. It's good. So maybe I can I feel better the next day. So I think I don't not feel those emotions. I have to embrace them and not let it go, because you can't always be happy all the time. You have to know that those moments you need to take time for yourself, do that, and then you can start fresh for the next day. So that's how I sustain that energy and positive reassurance in my daily life.
Yeah, good. Thank you. Maybe also part of from your dad, huh? Your dad is also an athlete, right?
Extra energy. My dad is
Okay. Okay. The next question I will pose to the beloved parents of Nicol, Anne and Desmond, right? And Nicol have traveled the world for such a long period of time. I do remember she started traveling during secondary school, right? So were you worried like most parents do, Anne and Desmond, and how you overcome the worry, if any, to continue to support Nicol?
always worried.
Yeah, we all always worried. I think the first trip she did internationally was to go to Hong Kong.
Yes,
and
Hong
and,
Kong.
and in fact, and followed her that to Hong Kong, even though Leanne and Cheryl were also there with her in the juniors, the Hong Kong juniors. I think in 1994, when she the first international tournament that she played overseas.
Yeah.
But after that, she always had her sisters with her when she traveled, and of course we had SRAM. SRAM had people like Casey and Raymond Arnold and all that, taking the people around down there, and whom we knew very well, and whom we knew that they know how to look after children when they are away. Major Maniam was there too. So we were quite happy, and of course the sisters looked after her, so that's quite good, you know. They know that she's very active, so that's the controller. And other than that is the way we did it. And Leanne, of course, was the eldest, and she took responsibility, and even traveling here locally in the circuit, they will just tell us what bus they do the bus booking themselves, and then they tell us what time the bus is arriving, so we pick them up on the bus stop. And I think that's how we work. We were quite confident that they knew how to look after themselves.
But to tell you the truth, every time when they go out, I'll be praying and asking God to protect them.
True.
I mean, say what you like. You cannot be there with them, but God can be there with them.
Yes,
I told them, no matter what, it is the Lord who has protected them all the years, and for that, I really praise and thank God for that.
Yes.
And because you cannot be there, so at least God can be there for them.
Yes.
And also when she finally went off to Amsterdam, we were lucky. Sharon B was there training with Liz Irving at that time. So she stayed with Sharon for that 1 year when we were there. So we
Sharon
Sharon was a good cook, apparently.
So we were so, actually it's blessing.
We knew Sharon also because knowing them in the circuit, the 4XL circuit in Malaysia, so we were quite familiar with all the juniors there, and then Sharon was quite good because we trusted her. She was the older one.
Anyway.
So
she cooked Malacca Nyonya food for Nicol, is it?
I don't know.
Yeah. She's a good cook, Nicol says
She brought her sambal belacan and stuff, so I had good food.
Yeah.
Okay, good. We'll see you, Nicol, when you come back. Hopefully, to have more char kway teow with you together. Right?
Definitely, I have different sessions.
Everyone, we have a long chat, and I just feel that we just want to send our love, our greetings to you. In the midst while you still stuck in Colombia, after receiving the award. So we do not want to hold everybody too long. We would really like to thank the Chief Minister for CM. You want to say something?
Linda, maybe a special request to Nicol.
Okay.
We are fighting COVID-19. We know we are not out of the woods at the moment, and it's getting very serious. So maybe Nicol would like to give us some encouragement to Malaysia and to Penang, right? As we fight COVID-19 pandemic.
Yeah, I feel like the Malaysian community has really come together well to fight through this pandemic. I know it's been a very tough struggle in this last few months where everything has just come up again, and I know it's difficult, but I believe that everybody is doing their best to go through what's happening, and also this has really brought the whole country together to be more compassionate for one another, to really look out for your neighbor or whoever that's closest to you. Just really look out for the people that need help, and if you can give help, and for those who need help, do ask for help. And you know, there's no shame in wanting to reach out for someone in need to help you out. So just stay safe, keep positive, and keep firm that we are going to fight this battle through, and everything's going to will hopefully come back to a kind of normal at some point. But do stay safe during this time.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Well, thank you.
Thank you so much.
And everybody. However, let me take the opportunity to thank the team, who powered and the platform, the next AGM. This is the platform that was developed by the Red App Solution, a subsidiary of Omestis. And actually, this is the effort of Gerard Monteiro, is one of his company. And I say, hey guys, I need to do this. Can you help? And you know, he provide this platform to us. And I think, like Nicol said, we have to overcome the challenge, by having more innovative ways and solutions to get us connect stronger, and we will be back to normal soon, I hope. So everybody, thank you very much for your time. And this event is feeded live. We have about 100 people who are following it at the moment. So thank you all. Great effort. Thank you. Cheers. Bye.
Okay.
Thank you.
Bye.
Everyone.
Thank
Bye-bye.
you.
Take care. Bye.
Bye.
Okay, Nicol, see you.